everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. So today I want to make a chocolate cake. This is my healthy version of a chocolate cake. It's definitely better than your cake that you make in a box with all the flour and the cane sugar, this food that is not good for our body. And so with this recipe, it is plant-based. The first time I made this, I made it with maple syrup as my sweetener. And this recipe, I'm gonna attempt to make it with the monk fruit sweetener. And I really have been enjoying this sweetener. It almost tastes like brown sugar. And another thing I want to discuss really quick is springtime's coming, summer's coming up, and all the fruits coming back in, all the melons. And this is really when I kick up my detox level. And when I kick it up to these higher levels of detoxification, this recipe, the chocolate cake, I try to avoid eating stuff like this. It does tend to slow down when we're detoxing our body, but this is definitely a clean recipe for when you're not at these higher levels. And like I said before in my videos, is sometimes I need to take breaks of just these higher levels of detoxification, because if I don't, I'll go crazy. And when I am in that detox mode, I put on my discipline pants and I am very strict with myself. And so I am getting excited for getting into those higher levels. This is when I really start pumping myself up. So back to our recipe, and I hope you guys all give it a try, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. And I guess that's it. So let's get started. So here I have 1/2 of a cup of raw cacao. It's not cocoa powder. This is raw cacao. And I am going to add that to my bowl. And this is just a fine strainer that I have. It makes my chocolate very smooth, or my cacao. And so you kind of just want to swift it through. See how it gets kind of lumpy? You kind of just want to push that through. And see how it makes it really fine and smooth? That's what we want. So now I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of monk fruit sweetener. And also I have 1/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt and vanilla powder. And I'm just gonna mix my dry ingredients up. So now I'm going to add 1/2 cup of liquified coconut oil. And what I do is I just put my coconut oil in here, and then I put it in a pan of hot water, and I liquefy my coconut oil that way. I don't want to burn my oil. I want to keep it in its natural state. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my chocolate, and I'm just going to stir that up. So now I'm going to add my cashew cream, and now I made this. This is 1/2 cup of soaked cashews for a couple hours, and then I blend it with a little bit of water, and it makes coconut or cashew cream. Now, if you don't want to make your own, you can buy just cashew butter in a jar, but it definitely tastes good when you make your own. So this is, like I said, it was 1/2 cup of cashews. So I'm going to add that to my mix. And now I'm gonna add 3/4 of a cup of almond flour. and you're gonna just mix that all up together. Now you're gonna create a dough. And just go ahead and mix until you get a big cake dough, just like this. I went ahead and put my cake dough in my little pan, and now I'm going to refrigerate this for about 30 minutes. And while that's in the refrigerator, now I'm gonna make a cashew frosting. It is so good on top of this. So let's get started on that. So now I'm going to add this is about a little more than half a cup of soaked cashews that I soaked for about 2 hours. And this is 1 tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener. And you also can use maple syrup. It's really good too. And I'm gonna add a half a teaspoon of vanilla powder, or you can use the vanilla extract. Just a pinch of sea salt. And I'm gonna just add just a little bit of water. I don't wanna add too much because I want the consistency to be like frosting. So I want it a little thicker. So just be careful when you're adding your water. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit first and then blend. So it is really thick, so I'm gonna add just a little bit more water to it and then blend again. And look at how creamy my frosting is. And this is definitely when you wanna taste it. If it needs more vanilla or salt, this is when you wanna add that.